Good morning, guys, and welcome back. Or if you're new here, hi, I'm Taylor and I work on a dairy farm in Maine. I make videos all about that. If you like that kind of thing, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. We would love to have you guys join us, and thank you so much for watching. So right now, we're just getting ready to milk the cows. Brent, my boss, if you're new here, is bringing out some bales for them right now. He's going to be bringing another one out. We're giving him 2 wrapped ones this morning. You can probably tell the freestall is a little bit dirty. We actually cleaned it out yesterday, but for some reason the cows spent most of the day inside, which is unusual because yesterday was actually pretty nice. It was a little bit hotter than it usually is. You can see my breath right now, actually. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but it's like 50 degrees here, so I'm not really sure why you can see your breath. But the other morning, yesterday morning I think it was actually 38. That was the coldest it's been so far. But then by the end of the day, it was like 80 degrees. It was just really hot. It hasn't been that warm in a while. All of next week is actually supposed to be in the 80s, which is gonna seem really strange, especially for mid-September, but it's gonna be nice because we're gonna get some of our dry haying done. We're gonna be able to continue doing that because if you don't have to use the wrap, definitely don't waste it. If you can do dry hay, that's great. So we're gonna be doing some of that next week. Today, we've got some different things planned. We're gonna be working on some stuff, so Brent is coming with the other bale right now. He's going to be putting that other one out here on the pad. But anyway, back to my story about cleaning out. We usually clean the freestall out every other day, but like I said, yesterday we cleaned it out and they just spent all day inside. So it's a little bit dirty, but it'll be fine for today. The pad is still pretty good. It needs to be cleaned off probably early next week. They make a mess of their hay. So before we get going, I did want to show you guys, I want to introduce the cow to you guys again real quick. So this morning I have picked this lovely lady right here. So this is Sally. She is, geez, I think she's 16. We're not sure what she is, honestly. She's obviously some sort of Guernsey cross. My guess would be Guernsey Holstein. I would think she's pretty good sized, definitely a lot taller and a lot more filled out than a Guernsey. I know a lot of Guernseys can be pretty tall, but she's definitely a lot more filled out than a Guernsey is. So she is, like I said, 16. She may possibly be 17. I'd have to look at her chart. But she is one of our older cows. She actually is dried off. She's about 7.5 months along. Usually I like to add a little tidbit of information about the cow. So something unusual about her is that even if she is bred, she can still come into heat. So you never truly know if she's bred unless you have her checked by the vet, or you can bump her, obviously. If you're new to farming, bumping them is just you take your hand and you make kind of like this with your hand, and then you bump the cow's midsection on their right side. Just kind of poke along her stomach a little bit, and you should be able to feel the calf in there if she's over 5.5 months. Some cows at 5 months you can bump them. It's a little bit more difficult, but at 5.5 to 6 months you can bump them very easily, and then the easier you can bump them, farther along they are. So unless you have her vet checked or you can bump her, you don't know for certain that she is bred because she will come into heat anyway. The vet said it has something to do with her ovaries. She can be bred on one and then the other side will continue to ovulate. So that's a little unusual, but she's always been like that. The calves are not happy with me for some reason. I don't even know why. They have food, they have water. They're just mad at me today. She's staring at me. Another thing about her is she absolutely has to be on the right side of the barn in the upper half. So pretty much actually the upper quarter. From there down, she is going to be in this section somewhere. And if a stall is taken, she will make another cow move. She is very stubborn. Brent just came out with coffee, so we're gonna have a little bit of a coffee break. Then we'll get into milking and we'll get into the rest of our day. All right, so we finally finished everything up, got the cows outside, bedded the barn already with our new sawdust that we got in the last video that you guys would have seen. It is great stuff. It's so dusty. That's why I have a mask. I have to wear a mask when I bed them. There's also a gift from you guys. We got a box of masks, a box of regular masks, and then a box of small masks for me, because I have an abnormally small face. So this one, it's got the nose piece that you can pinch on your nose to make it tighter, but then it's a small instead of, you know, the normal, like the regular one size fits all. So it fits my face a lot better. And they're actually a lot easier to breathe through than the ones that we had. The ones that we had were a good one, but they just were really hard to breathe through for some reason. And I'm not sure how long I'll wear a specific one, but I just put it in the cabinet when I'm done with it. Then I just put it on when I'm bedding the calves or the barn or whatever I'm doing. But yeah, we really do like this sawdust. Once the dust dies down, it doesn't get dusty again. Like when the cows come in and kick it around, it doesn't get dusty again. It's super absorbent. Cows are much drier. We've only been bedding them once a day, and it's just been working out really well. Like I said, we have had this sawdust before. I just kind of forgot how good it really was. But anyway, now it's time to get into everything else we've got to do today. The whole sawdust trip kind of ties into that, so I'll show you guys here in a minute. The other day, Brent went and he picked up some new leg bands for all of our dry cows. So they only had 4 red ones, which is usually what we get, and we like these locking ones. They have Velcro ones, but we try to stay away from those because if the cows get like their legs in mud or anything at all, they can shrink and actually cut off a cow's circulation. So we've been sticking straight with the plastic ones. It's much safer for the cows. Obviously, they last a lot longer. Somehow the cows can get them off. They're like locking ones, so you just stick one in here like that. And when you push it in, it locks onto these little ridges. And you actually have to use like a screwdriver or a knife. Stick the screwdriver in there and pull up on it and then pull this out to get them off. But somehow the cows can lose them in the pasture and they'll be fine, like they're not broken or anything. They'll just get them off. I really don't know how. It's like they're out there with a stick, like trying to get it off or something. I don't know. They're little Houdinis. Somehow they get them off. So we got a whole bunch of those. I think we got 12 of those. 8 orange and 4 red. So that should be enough to hold us over for a while. We have a couple left anyway. Don't mind the medicine cabinet. It's a complete mess. I have to organize that sometime. The wash is just finishing up running right now. Once that's finished, we'll head over and we'll start working on the sawdust truck. So we've got a project for that today. On the way back from getting sawdust the other day, Brent was driving and he noticed that the truck was darting around a lot. It was hard to control, just not right. Something was definitely wrong. So when we got back here, we dumped the sawdust and we took a close look at it and we found a couple things wrong. So the drag link or the tie rod, whatever you want to call it, that you could actually pick it up a little bit, like it would sit up off the ball a little bit and you could move it around. So there was quite a lot of slop, and when you turn the steering wheel, it would take it a minute to move that. And also on the right above the pitman arm, I think they call it, right above that is kind of, it's supposed to like pivot a little bit. Where it's connected to the frame, the bolts are actually loose. So we tried tightening them and they won't tighten. It's got a locking nut on it. We could not get them to tighten at all, and they're a strange size. It's like an inch and 3/16 or something, a really weird size. We have a wrench like that, but we don't have a socket that size. So one of Brent's friends is going to be bringing over one of those for him to borrow. And we also asked a different friend to come over and take a look at everything, and he said that he thinks more than likely the drag link being sloppy like that is what is causing it to dart around and just be hard to control, because obviously the tire's just going to do whatever the road is doing, and it's going to be a minute before you can catch up with that on the steering wheel. So hopefully once we get that new one in there, we did get a new one. I kind of skipped over that part, but we picked up a new one. Brent called around yesterday. He called like 3 or 4 places. A couple places could order it, but he finally found one. There was not a one in the state of the few places that he called. They couldn't find a single one in any of their shops. So finally he got a hold of one company that said they did have one at one of their stores quite far away from us. So Brent ran and got that just so we wouldn't have to wait for it to be shipped here or anything. And it was actually a lot cheaper, which was unusual. But so he went and picked that up. So I'll show you guys that in a minute. But we're gonna have to get a couple new bolts where it's mounted, because I'm assuming that if they've been that loose for any amount of time, they're probably worn, and obviously they won't tighten anyway, so you're gonna have to get some new ones. But I think they're 7/8 bolts, and I would say they've been replaced before because they're far too long. They're like an inch too long on the back side of the frame, and you'd have to have a deep socket to get on there, which is why we don't have one. An inch and 3/16 is a really odd size anyway. We definitely don't have a deep socket like that. So like I said, Brent's friend is gonna bring him some parts to work on that. First thing that we're gonna do this morning is get that drag link changed out. That probably is gonna be quite a job because it's, I'm assuming, never been taken off before, if it's that worn out. Brent's had this truck for like 14 years, I think. He bought it when it was 7 years old, and it's 27. So 14 years he's had that. Hauled a bunch of corn with it, and bales and sawdust, and so it's done a lot of work. And now we need to put some work into it. So enough blabbing. Let's get over there and see what's going on.
Okay.
Looks like you ran through some poop with it.
Huh?
Looks like you ran through some poop with it.
Hmm.
A little bit more? Yeah, right there.
Okay.
So this right here, you shouldn't be able to lift it like
And it's
that.
not supposed to go back and forth.
Yeah, when you turn the tire, there's a hesitation before it moves. This,
That's called the Pitman arm.
yeah,
Pitman.
this one right here,
Yeah.
and this one. This one's better than that one, but
Yeah,
they can't come out because the locking nuts are just frozen right onto it.
Yeah.
So
Might be able to tighten it. Well, I'd put 2 new ones in it.
yeah.
Anyway, we got to get that. This doesn't have just a removable end. It's a whole rod.
Whole unit.
It's built right onto it. So.
Hopefully that castle nut isn't
Well,
too bad.
first thing let's do is let's blow this out.
Oh yeah, you
And
should
Pat,
explain. You
put-
should explain about that.
Well, the dust cap is all gone.
Yeah, the dust cap like rusted right off of the. It's a bearing that goes into the kingpins, right?
This one has, I'm no mechanic, but this one has a bearing on top and bottom. Whereas I think some kingpins, I guess, are just in a sleeve,
In a sleeve.
but this one has bearings.
But we know it's not the kingpins that are bad because the tires aren't wearing at all.
No, I think it's just that tie rod.
If the kingpins were bad, the tire would be either like towing in,
Okay.
so it would be wearing really strange. And this one's wearing perfect. And we've had these on here for what, 4 years?
At least 4.
4. So
5 more.
the other one works better. The pistol grip works a lot better.
Now where's the...
It's in it.
Oh. You're the culprit. That's been...
Yep. You're gonna have to fire me.
Oh, that works good.
I'm gonna put some of this white lithium on it and then gun grease, pack it. And then cover it over with something so nothing can get in there.
Okay, now what?
Get this thing off there.
Now you can spray those bolts here. Lou.
All right.
Here. Spray those 2 bolts that we're gonna, well, and the castle nut too.
All right.
Come on. You want to wipe it down?
I just can't see it, that's all. I don't see one on that one. Looks like maybe it broke off.
Is it gone completely or?
I don't see anything. I don't feel anything either.
Alright, well, let me get a wrench in. That looks like about it.
What about this one?
That one's got pieces in it, I know it does. You want to wipe it off with this? I know that one's got pieces on it.
Yeah, I see that one.
Huh?
I can see that one. It's pretty sad looking, but I honestly don't think it's gonna matter. It's so rusty. I don't think
Just
I can't even get a hold of it. It'll break off.
okay. Well, let me get a right size wrench. It's not 1.8". I mean, it's not. I think it's 1.8".
Ugh.
Can you find a piece of pipe in there?
Yeah,
We'll go over that. No, let me try one more.
maybe. Our spare metal pile's
God.
getting a little bit low, so. I don't see any pipe.
Well, we don't have a piece of pipe, do we?
Doesn't look like it.
Go way up. Now, see if you can lift up.
Lift up.
Yep.
You can go very far before it hits the bumper. Can't at all.
Well, come here. Maybe we can lift it together. Ready? 1, 2, go. There you go. Started. They hit your hand?
No, hit my arm.
No, try it with me.
How are you supposed to get at that at all? Why's your dog over here?
What?
Why's your dog over here?
Do you take it back over?
I guess.
Just walk over with him. Just work. No. Gotta have a wrench behind you.
A wrench? Got some pipe. We're gonna put on the pipe wrench to get this one off.
Good times ahead by all.
Knew this was gonna be fun.
Put your pipe on it.
Okay.
Oh, wait a minute. It's gotta go. Yeah, that's looking it. Isn't it? Yeah. Okay. Okay, now push toward mine. Yep, she started. Now give me that wrench. Be nice if those come right off, wouldn't it?
It might, as much as it moves around. We've replaced a lot of stuff on this truck.
Huh?
We've replaced a lot of stuff on this truck.
Yeah, but just things that were all completely wore, you know, calipers and, you know what I mean? I say stuff that really was just plain, you know, wore out after time.
Well, why else would you replace something?
Yeah.
Like, we just felt like putting new brakes on it. It was time.
Practice. We're just practicing. Here's that and that. Now we gotta see hammer now.
Can you even get in there to hammer it?
Well, you hammer right there.
Oh, yeah, I see. Hold on. You want the short-handled one?
What's that?
This long one will be okay. Never mind.
Yeah, just.
Here you go. That'll swivel, but that probably won't come up until this one's off. There's the milk truck.
Something in the way? No.
I moved everything.
Let me see here a second. Wonder if you.
That isn't moving a bit.
No.
This this is not going well so far. We're gonna need some heat to get it off. Brent is going to see if he can borrow a torch from somebody. He used to have a torch, but it costs so much, I guess, every year for the oxygen tanks, and he only used it like twice a year, if that he just ended up getting rid of them. Whenever we need something like that done, we usually call our welder, but he's not available right now, so he's gonna see if he can borrow a torch off somebody. But I thought I would show you guys the new part. So that's the new one. And maybe someday we'll get it on there. Got a torch.
Right there.
Right here?
Yeah. Down. Just right there. That might burn up that rubber, but that might do it.
Thank goodness. One down.
Yeah, right there is fine.
So you finally got it off
You got it off.
with a real oxygen torch.
This one came, put a little heat to this one, it come right off. This one took a lot of pounding.
Yeah, but
You got it.
got it.
Broke a pickle fork in the process.
So now it's time to put the good one on. What did I do with it? I lost it?
Right there, on the back of the cylinder.
Oh, huh. Afraid I'd lost it there for a second.
I want to find the right size bridge for us. Yeah, that's it.
Perfect.
Let me get you one too.
So we've already got it all lined up, so it should fit right in there. And these aren't egg-shaped at all. They're perfect.
Okay.
So, put that in there. Had to wait because that thing was so hot.
It's a little warm, but
Oops, sorry.
the other way. A little more. A little more. You got it.
Where'd you put my wrench?
Inch and an eighth. It's almost ready to...
Is that enough? Because I can get my pin through there now.
How?
It's right there.
Let me see.
There. Now I can stick a pin through it. So that looks like a good size. Take 2 of these just in case he wants bigger ones. There goes the cornmeal truck. Just brought a load. And it's a good thing because it's Friday.
This is good.
Those little ones look like they might.
Yeah, it's too little.
Too little.
You know what? I would...
With the big one.
There. There you go. See, maybe the other one. Okay, let's go try it.
Gotta get all the stuff out from under it first. We accumulated a lot of tools.
I'll get this rig over here.
Okay.
Feels tighter. Feels a lot tighter.
What do you think?
Feels a lot tighter. Oh yeah. Yeah. I think it's different.
Oh yeah. Ooh, that's weird. I guess maybe. Handles like a new truck.
It does. You think it's different?
Definitely.
Okay.
So it is actually the next day, nighttime milking. I'm just sitting here hanging with the girls for a second. Most of them are actually laying down, sleeping after a long, hard day of grazing and having your every need met by people. They have a hard life, let me tell you. So we actually did get that truck fixed and it works beautifully now, so that is great, but that is all we got done that day. We actually worked on it for like 4 hours or something like that, 3 of which it took us just to get one side off before we finally called and got the real torch to come in. Even then we had to heat it up so hot that you had to wait for like 20 minutes for it to cool down before we could even put the part on it. But we got it on there, everything's all good there. We spent today haying because it is an absolutely gorgeous day. I'll stand up, but I'm so tired, you guys. So, beautiful end to a beautiful day. It's about 80 degrees right now. We did 2 fields for some dry hay. We'll probably get those a couple days from now and we'll be mowing fields in between and just doing like we did before, just doing field after field after field until we finish everything up. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please don't forget to like and comment down below and subscribe, of course. Keep it real, keep farming, and don't forget to get some rest somewhere in between there. I'll see you guys in the next video.